My mom was my best friend, especially when I got into my later teenage years.
Tonight, members of a family who say they lost their rock open up only to Channel 3.
Melinda Pleskovic, soon-to-be son-in-law, was found guilty this week of her murder last October.
Now those who were closest to her are working to keep her legacy alive.
Channel 3's Don Kendrick is back from Strongsville tonight. Don, how's this family doing?
You know what, Sarah, they said it's 1 hour at a time. What else can they do? Living under the weight of that unthinkable loss. It was October 23rd of last year when we didn't know the Pleskovics personally, but we ached for them. I know a lot of you watching did as well. Ached for them in the randomness of their tragedy. It was a heinous crime that no one saw coming. But sit a while with a legacy family Melinda leaves behind. And clearly the story is in the years of compassion that led up to the day they lost her. The guy, now convicted in the brutal death of 49-year-old Melinda Pleskovic, lived here in the house the Pleskovics still call home. He was to be married to her daughter on the day that ended up being Melinda's funeral.
You know, we took him in as our own because, you know, they had the baby together, and, you know, so I want to get them started on their feet.
We are choosing not to even name him here in a story that is about
just how important my mom was to everybody.
Megan is Melinda and Bruce's 24-year-old daughter with a master's degree who coaches softball now.
She coached me growing up, so I feel like coaching now, it kind of gives back a little bit.
Hi, Kyle.
What's up, dude?
Melinda's son, 19-year-old Kyle, nonverbal with Downs, another gift of a legacy Mel leaves.
We've been involved with Special Olympics since he was little, and she would help run Special Olympic soccer, so that's something that, we're still involved in now. She just loved being around kids. Growing up, it was the same thing. We would always joke and say that we heard her teacher voice just as much as her students did, but
yeah, sometimes she didn't turn it off when she got home. We were still her kids here at home.
A year later, the enormity of the loss.
My mom was my best friend.
A mom and a best friend who always
teaches you how to persevere and push through things, and I definitely get a lot of my mentality from my mom.
It took just seconds to take away so much.
We came back on a Saturday, and it was just, your heart starts pounding when you first come into approach the door. For those 2 weeks, I think we all crashed in the same room.
They still don't know why he killed her, but before they knew what they do know now, he was a pallbearer at her mother's funeral.
A slap in the face, it was awful. Now that you think back on it, you're like, you don't want him anywhere near her or near the rest of us.
And still, Megan sounds like her mom when she says,
bad things happen to good people, but you have to just keep believing in the good and keep trying to make things better.
And right there is a classic example of how Melinda Pleskovic lives on. We saw it firsthand in that happy home. Her friends have even created a hashtag, It's On Mel, calling on all of us to do the simplest acts of kindness, open a door, just do it once a day and say out loud, they said, it's on Mel.
Wow, that's fantastic. You said there is a scholarship in her name. How much money has been raised to this point?
Well, through the Mel Cup, because she was a very big fan of soccer,
okay.
You know. It's the first annual at Kelly's Island. They raised $1,000, Rush, for Mel, who played soccer at Baldwin Wallace, as a matter of fact, before she went on to coach at Strongsville High School. Another way, the spirit that defined her life is coloring the good stuff that is rising up out of the unthinkable.
All right. Don Kendrick, thank you.
Thank you.